Welcome to the G.I.N.G show, weekdays at 9 p.m.
Welcome everyone to the G.I.N.G show. I'm Sean, your host, as always. So, I got a story for you guys today. I go to community college, radio broadcasting wise and film production wise. And I think I might have to start leaving earlier from home just to get to class on time, because for the past couple of days now I have been late to class, and I give myself plenty of time. Okay, by the time I get to the campus, I still have 15 minutes to kill, to walk up to the classroom and everything. And it's not that far, really. It's not a huge campus or anything, and it's easy to walk around in. So the reason why I might have to leave earlier is because of the parking situations at school. Now, this happened today. I couldn't believe it because I spent literally 30 minutes trying to find a parking spot. And I'm not trying to say trying to find a parking spot that's close by where I have to be, the building, the door that I have to go through. No. This is 30 minutes of trying to find a parking spot. Are you kidding me? Wow, 30 minutes, that's unnecessary. It's time consuming. I mean, sure, there are a few, and now mind you, a few open spots over in the area where you can pay $1 to park. And that's just $1 for that day. Now, mind you, people who do not know much about me, I'm going to tell you something. I will never, ever in my lifetime ever pay for parking. Okay? It's just a ridiculous idea to me. Oh, I want to set my car here? Well, sure, I'll just give up some of my money. No, that's stupid. Okay? See, when I go to places like in the city, like Detroit or something like that, and they have ball games or concerts or something, and you already paid your $100-something tickets or whatever for wherever you're going, or you spent some money on that, you got to admit. And the last thing you want to do is spend more money. But in order to even, walk a decent block or two to the game, you have to buy parking. And the parking is not just $1 there in the cities. No. It is ridiculous. I think the highest I saw parking in Detroit for the Comerica Park game, the opening day, okay, there were parking spots selling for well over $60. And if you don't believe me, you ask my aunt. She lives over in Detroit. $60. Holy crap. So that is on top of the maybe 100 or higher or lower, whatever, depending on the kind of seat you got. But man, that is just extra money that you are throwing out of your pockets. It's unnecessary, it's ridiculous, and it needs to be stopped. Okay? Now, speaking of the parking issue at my school, back when I had a news production class, we had to get up in groups and do a news story for the class. And me and my group, we ended up doing one on campus, and it's about the campus. And one of the issues that we were talking about were the parking issues. Now, the guy who was in charge of that area says there's not a problem wrong with it. In fact, he did build a new parking lot. The downside of that parking lot is it is across a river, okay, and it's probably a football field away from the actual campus. Thanks, sir. You know what you could do instead of making that? Maybe make one of those, what do they call those? Those hive things, that you see all those in the city all the time. And they're built up, not, spread out. I would like that instead, and I would be able to, be able to get to class on time by parking within the proximity of my campus. So I'm going to be going over to Wayne State next year, and we're just going to see how the parking goes there, because that is in the city, and city driving is so much different than countryside, or let's just compare cities. Let's compare to the outskirts of Flint compared to the Detroit inwards in city. So I'm not looking forward to that. In the meantime, though, I got to suck it up and just take it. I don't mind walking, I guess, but it is a pain in the butt, I will say that for sure. So, for the news topic, we're going to be talking about, speaking of things that we waste money on, the top 10 things Americans waste the money on. Now, I got this this topic from the 247wallstreet.com, and it starts at number 10 and goes all the way to number 1. Now, I want you guys to go ahead and try and guess what number 1 is already. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and read off starting at number 10. And number 10 is apparel products and services. I completely understand this. And a big problem, a group that has a big problem with this, I would say, would be females, because they just love to shop, you know? I will admit, there are several guys that enjoy the same kind of thing, but I'd say females win in that department. Now, the number 9 is tobacco. If you think about it, what is the point? To clear your head, to relax you, I guess? I don't entirely know. Tobacco was a great moneymaker back in the day, but now that there's plenty of other ways to make money, it really seems irrelevant. Number 8, entertainment equipment and services, non-essentials, in other words. Well, that makes plenty sense. I mean, do you really need a boat? Or if you do have a boat, do you really need a yacht? Just stick with that normal little dinghy, you know? The only thing you really need. And in fact, you don't even need it that much. So, we're going to go on to number 7. And this one I completely agree with, alcohol. Now, why do we even have alcohol? The only reason I can think we ever need alcohol is maybe to clean wounds? I mean, that's it. Other than that, people just use it to get drunk, and you can save a lot of money by not doing that. I mean, come on. There's plenty of other ways to have fun, right, people? Number 6, fees and admissions. Think about it. Going to all those amusement parks. There's a lot of money put into that. And number 5, lodging, vacation homes, and hotels. Now, I will admit my family did this at one point. We actually had 2 houses, one in Oscoda up north by the lake, and we had our other one in North Branch. So I can see that, and we eventually had to give up that house. Just having 2 houses is too much of a toll. So it really is just a money spender. Number 4 is pets, toys, hobbies, and playground equipment. I look at it like this. I'm not a fan of pets in general, just because they are like a child. You have to, take care of them, you know? Spend money to pay for them, clean them, blah, 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 blah. It's like a child, so. Let's see, number 3, we got television, radio, and sound equipment. Oh, that's kind of funny that it's radios on there. I mean, it's kind of like what I do anyways. Yeah, it makes sense. It's hard to say that we don't need that stuff, because how else are we going to get our entertainment purposes? So, if you don't, you can go outside and throw a ball, kick a can, whatever, but, I personally need electronic entertainment in my life. I love to game, and I love YouTube, so that one's not going to go away from me at any time. Number 2 is actually gifts. Yeah, that's right. You could be wasting money even though you're trying to be a nice person. Well, let's look back at our Christmas. Now, how much did you spend on people? Well, when you're a parent, I suppose you spend quite a lot on children. I'm glad I'm not a parent yet because of that reason. Children alone are already money-consuming. But let's just say it's Christmas time, you got 1, 2, maybe 3 kids. Well, that's what my parents had to deal with, and they had to spend a lot of money. Now, here's my philosophy on Christmas presents or gifts. I say, depends on the person. They're most likely going to get gifts from other people anyway. So look at it like this. How many gifts do you necessarily need to give that person? Maybe 1, maybe 2. And is it gifts that they need or want? That all matters in my opinion. Again, that is my opinion. Now, number 1, here we are. What do you people think it is? Well, this is for all you fast food lovers out there. That is food away from home. Compare the prices, really. I used to work at Meijer's grocery store, and I used to work at another grocery store, supermarket actually. And it's a lot cheaper if you do the math. If you just buy the stuff to make the food, go home and make it yourself, compared to going out and just buying stuff at a restaurant or something like that. It makes sense buying these, buying the tools to make the stuff instead of buying the thing already pre-made. So you can save a lot of money right there. I know a lot of us are lazy. Maybe a lot of us are busy people. We need to be somewhere fast. But, hey, it's a lot cheaper to just make the food at home. Pack a lunch or something, eh? So, that is it for today. I'm at 10 minutes, so now it's time for me to head on out, guys. Thank you for listening. I'll post this on Facebook later on, so you guys can check out the list if you want. And you guys leave your decision maybe in a comment section or something. What do you think is what is your weakness? What do you think you spend and waste the most money on? Huh? All right, so catch you all later.